I'm a fair-skinned ginger and recently won a free tanning package. What's the worst thing you've ever won? I don't know what contest I won, but every 2 weeks for the last year or so I get a free supply of baby formula delivered to my front door. I have no kids and, generally, have a low opinion of other people's kids. I've been giving the stuff to a food pantry because I don't know who to call to stop it. That is hilarious. Call the formula company. I'm sure they'll be able to tell you how you're getting it, or keep donating it. I'm sure the food bank appreciates it, as does the mother who is needing it. Won a goldfish at a school fair. I got to pick one from a large tank of them. Turned out the one I picked was dead, but apparently I didn't care. A+ student here. I won the friendly one that is rolling over at the top wanting his belly rubbed. I won the 6th grade spelling bee at my elementary school. 3rd place won $10 and a pack of candy bars. 2nd place won $25 and a pack of candy bars. And I got a blue ribbon. No money, no candy. That is great. Your goal is to be good, but not too good. I can imagine in the final round, where it was just you and your opponent, desperately trying to misspell things and hoping the other accidentally gets one right. I won a radio contest one time for free tickets to a hot air balloon show with VIP parking about an hour away from where I lived. My wife and I drove up and showed the parking attendants our VIP parking pass only to be told there was no VIP parking. Got to the entrance and the entry was free. Turns out it was a bunch of arts and crafts and it was too windy that day for any of the balloons to take off. TLDR. I won a full price trip to the gas station. Sounds like the whole thing was full of hot air. I won a used toilet from a white elephant exchange. The hosts were remodeling and needed to get rid of their old toilet. I was 7. I have never picked the largest box in any contest exchange since that day. To be fair, that's pretty much the point of a white elephant exchange. For laughs and the opportunity to needle one another, not necessarily to get cool gifts. I won a microwave at my senior year in high school. I figured I'd bring it to college and use it all the time. It wasn't allowed in the dorms the first year. We had a microwave included with our place the second year. The third year we chose unfurnished, and we still got a microwave. 2 microwaves, especially if you have roommates. I won a wine making kit when I was about 9 years old at a fun run type thing. The radio DJs that announced it made fun of me as I went up to claim my prize. I once won a case of knockoff Brazilian pop and 4 tickets to a water park that I'm pretty sure was just a slide in a guy's backyard for a middle school drawing contest. To this day I still think it was a big joke on me. Joke's on you, Sandusky had a freaking sweet slide. When I was 11, I won a fondue set on this morning TV show. I had to go pick it up at the studio, but my mom decided to give birth to my little sister. What a selfish bee. A free t-shirt with the logo of a local radio station, because I was wearing the t-shirt with the logo of the same radio station. I won the exact same t-shirt I was wearing. My dad won a cow in a raffle drawing. A cow. It lived in our backyard for an afternoon until my neighbor, who was a butcher, came and took it. We ended up eating it, but my parents told me he went to live on a farm. With a butcher for a neighbor, that's actually a really great thing to win. Free beef for probably the better part of a year, depending on the size of your family. I won a chili cook-off at church and the prize was some salt and pepper. That was fine and all, but it seemed like a backhanded prize. Like you like my chili but you think it's under seasoned buttholes. When I was kid, we had a chores lotto where all of our chores were drawn from a small basket. I won pick up dog poop, 3 dogs and a pretty good sized backyard. Frick the chores lotto. That is a genius idea. Every month or so at work there's a bake sale for someone's totally unfortunate medical this that or the other. Whatever. There's always good food and I don't mind donating to help people, so I usually get a hot dog, nachos, and a couple raffle tickets. 2 years go by and I have not once won the raffle. All these cool gifts get won and I just watch the names pop up in my email. Finally, after buying probably $100 worth of tickets over the year, I won. Sadly, it was an old lady style garish necklace. I'm a guy, so I gave it to the old lady that worked down the row. Haven't won anything since. She never wore it either. I won a joke competition on the radio when I was 7. Originally, we were told the prize was going to be a Halloween costume worth £400, so I was going nuts. Turns out, we had to drive 40 minutes to collect the costume, which was actually a crappy clown costume, complete with plastic shoes that were 4 sizes too small and cut my little feet. I was not a happy boy. Went to Renaissance Fair and entered a free vacation raffle. Won, but because I was a college student at the time they told me there was a condition to winning after I had already won, saying I needed to make a certain amount per year. Thus I won a vacation but was not allowed to have my prize because I was a college student. Frick me for getting an education right equals. I'm guessing you won a high pressure timeshare sales pitch. My friend got 3rd prize in a raffle. The first prize was $800 shopping at a Nike store, but the 3rd prize was a pair of shoes. He's a paraplegic. I bet they lasted a long time. A friend of mine happened to be the 100th customer to enter a local chocolate shop. The prize was winning your weight in chocolate. She weighs about 268 pounds. But that is the greatest prize ever. Frick, I hope this doesn't get buried because I have a doozy. I won 4 tickets to a concert once at a casino raffle. I should have known something was up when we showed up and everyone was middle-aged and Asian. It was mainly well-dressed couples, and I mean very well-dressed. I'm talking fur coats and tuxedos. My friends and I, who were barely 20, white Mexican, and wearing t-shirt and jeans, clearly stood out enough for a security guard to run up to us and ask to see our tickets, which were actually VIP seats in the balcony. He just laughed, handed the tickets back to us, and told us not to cause any trouble. Anyways, we got to our plush balcony seats. Still haven't seen anyone who was not Chinese at this point, and the show starts. I don't know who these performers were, but they were obviously quite popular with this particular demographic. The only way I can describe them were as the Chinese Wayne Newton and Barbara Streisand. They sang, had elaborately dressed dancers in the background doing fan dances and such, and told jokes in between sets, all in Chinese mind you. We stuck around for about half an hour, laughed along with the jokes we couldn't understand, and tried to enjoy this free concert thinking that it could get better. It didn't. TLDR. Won free tickets to see the Chinese Wayne Newton and Barbara Streisand. Not the worst thing, but probably the most inappropriate thing. As a child, about 8, I won a Swiss Army style knife, which my mum confiscated, and also some alcohol. The Swiss Army knife is not inappropriate. We got them when I was in the Cub Scouts at that age. I entered a contest for a car. Instead I got a year's supply of Kotex. I'm a man. A gay man. With no female friends and a menopausal grandmother. I sold them on Craigslist. That's a risky Craigslist purchase. I won a car care package, but the manufacturer of those stopped making them, so the people running the contest substituted what they considered a prize of equal value. 54 bars of Coast deodorant soap. For some freaking bizarre reason I received steroids and adult diapers in the mail when I was 15. I lived at my parents' house and was at summer camp when they arrived. My parents said nothing until I came home. They sat me down at our kitchen table with the diapers and steroids laying out and asked me what the heck I was getting into it. I told them I like to party and walked away. I'll say sorry, but I'm not taking off my glasses. I won Creed tickets on the radio by being the 9th caller back high school. In all fairness, a prize came with Tom Petty tickets as well. I would pay so much money to see Tom Petty. Prom my senior year of high school was awful. My date was a B and completely ditched me at the dance with another guy. So of course when they held a raffle that night for $80 worth of professionally taken pictures, I was selected as the lucky winner out of about 300 people. Made my date take them with me despite circumstances because I wasn't going to let that go to waste. Pictures were hilariously bad, and to pay her back I dropped all of them off in her mailbox the next morning. I was 12 and won an oil change voucher in a drawer at Sears, after my mother won a huge gift basket of makeup and perfume. I won a haircut. I donate my hair every 2 years to Locks of Love and had just cut it all off the week before. Oh well, gave it to a friend. I joined the US Navy to see the world, go to foreign ports and experience something other than the Midwest. I won orders to a SSBN, nuclear submarine, which is considered an excellent duty. 2 crews, more shore time, more space, no heart racking, and all I managed to see of the world was Washington State and empty sections of the Pacific Ocean. I won a trip to Egypt, with hotel and river cruise included, but could not afford the expensive airfare for my wife and I to go. Bummer. When I was in 4th grade we had a conservation themed poster contest at my school. I didn't do mine on time, so the night before it was due my mom drew one for me. Well, it won 3rd place, so I had to go to this fancy dinner with the other winners and have my picture taken for the newspaper, and there was a raffle to win conservation related prizes. I ended up with one of the winning raffle tickets, and when the winning number was called I was too embarrassed to go up and collect my prize, which was 80 pounds of fertilizer. Eventually I got up to claim it, and I think I ended up giving the fertilizer to my grandpa who owned a farm. It's the only thing I've ever won in my whole life. 80 pounds of crap. True story. My boyfriend won a really crappy hair straightener. Too bad he's bald. So I took it and went to use it. It set my hair on fire. When I was in the 3rd grade we had a guest speaker who was from a farm or some crap. When they did this drawing for a surprise gift I won it. What was this gift? Oh, you know, just a dyed pink baby chicken. Chick. That sounds awesome. I work for an ISP, and I won a $100 gift voucher for the worst ISP in the country. I was having a drink with the event organizers later. Told them what I do, and that this ISP actually has a pretty bad rep, but I'll find a way to use it or gift it. They promised to send it later. Fast forward 3 weeks. I ask when they are sending it out. They deflect me to each other a few times, until I get a guy who apologizes and says he thought it was done. Then he comes back and says no, he gave it to someone else like I told him to. Then he says you said you didn't want it, so I gave it to another raffle customer, who happened to be his friend. Then he said, well, I'm not sure if I should give it to you since you badmouthed them and have no use for it. I screenshot all the conversations and post them on their Facebook page. They don't see it for a few days. Then the guy rages and says he will send it since I'm being such a bee about it. I get the voucher and post that too, thanking them for the good times I had but apologizing that I won't be back since they're so unprofessional and immature. Gave the voucher to my mother. She uses that company. They told her it's only valid for data charges, and they charge $2 a gig, and she uses about 300 megabytes a month, and it expired after 6 months. So it will save her about $2. Ah well. I just came here to say I laughed my butt off at this post. This is Goldman, and sorry for the crappy prize. I was once given a pack of crayons for being a bright employee on all my calls. I didn't even get paper with them, just a pack of the primary colors. I hope they weren't roseate. There was a raffle at an employee party at this restaurant I used to work at. One of the things they were drawing for was a free tanning package, and the one black employee at the restaurant won it. It was actually pretty funny. Everyone, including her, had a good laugh. Went to the pharmacy to buy toothpaste and insulin. Diabetic. The register printed off free stuff tickets that you get with the rewards program. I won 2 king-sized candy bars and 2 liters of regular Coca-Cola. I have never cried so hard in my life. I called into a radio station at about 9 years old thinking I was winning movie tickets. Turns out they were giving away thongs. They made me put my mom on the phone when I won. Made for some great radio. I also entered a contest to win a bike when I was 6 or 7. I won, but the bike was for an adult so I had to give it away. My mom submitted a recipe to the local newspaper when I was a kid. She won a $25 gift certificate to a heating and cooling place. She made the paper give her something else, because what am I going to do with $25 worth of sheet metal? I was at a video dance party in high school and won a free McDonald's combo once a week for a year. I gained 15 pounds that year. This is going to be buried as I am 7 hours late, but when I was younger I went to Atlanta for the Titans-Rams Super Bowl. On my way to the game I bought a Coke from a vending machine in the hotel lobby. From the bottle cap I won tickets to the Super Bowl. Wasted a lifetime's worth of luck that day. From 1991 to 1998, my world revolved around the Houston Rockets. My stepdad and I had season tickets in the upper level of the summit, and they weren't bad, but every now and then we'd sell our seats and upgrade to the lower level. On one of these occasions in 1993, a man with a clipboard came to our seats and told us we'd won a prize for Fan Appreciation Day and to meet him by the court at halftime. My mind was racing as to what it could be. Better season tickets? A t-shirt cannon? A game of horse with Kenny Smith? Finally it's halftime and my stepdad went down to the court along with a handful of other fans. The group went into the tunnel for a few minutes and then they all walked single file out onto center court, each person holding up an autographed jersey of one of the players. No t-shirt cannon, but I was still thrilled. I couldn't tell which one my stepdad had, so I ran down to the floor to get a better look. And then I saw, of all the great players on the team that year, Elijah One, Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith, Robert Horry, Sam Cassell, Mario Elie. He ended up with jersey of Richard Petruska. Richard fricking Petruska. Who's that, you ask? He was the 46th overall draft pick that year who only had one season in the NBA. TLDR. Stepdad won a basketball jersey from the worst player on our favorite team. As a young kid, I once won a gift certificate to a girl's leotard shop for taking second place in a mall Halloween costume contest. I'm a guy. Guess it didn't help that I was dressed as a sunflower. At an Engadget meetup where they were giving away 50 inches plasma TVs, top of the line laptops, and other goodies, I managed to hold the ticket that won a brand new, sealed in the box, flagship cell phone. Unfortunately, while new, it was over 5 years old, and it was the flagship phone for Helio, a cell phone company that went out of business 2 years earlier. Back when I was a bike messenger in San Francisco, I entered a contest to win a bike as a first prize. Second prize was a month-long gym membership. I won second prize, but told them no thanks. They kept calling and trying to get me to accept it until I finally went in and explained that after riding my bike for 10 hours a day, I had no interest in going to the gym. I was sitting on my couch after getting hit by a van while on my bicycle. My teeth were broken and I had a huge contusion on my leg. The phone rings. I won a skateboard. Once my sister entered a drawer at Dairy Queen. She didn't know what it was for at the time. She just wanted to enter her name. Turns out it was for a car, and guess what? She won. Too bad she was under 18 so she couldn't claim it, nor could my parents because it was her name on the ballot. They had to have a redraw. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.